So here is how I accidentally became a business autopsy expert. I diligently wasted my time on endless job interviews because apparently being a middle-aged, natural-born leader with strong opinions and zero tolerance for authority makes you unemployable. Who knew? And like this wasn't enough, I was also a strategist. Like, who the f are you? A similar level of recognition, blank faces like I just suggested to sacrifice their firstborn to the marketing gods.
Unbound mind.
But here is the thing about interviewing many companies. You start seeing patterns, really disturbing patterns. Company after company, same story. Businesses were business illiterate. They didn't understand the basics, what a brand is. They didn't do research, underestimated competition, didn't understand their customers. They appeared to be implementing ideas without background thinking. Strategy, entirely off their radar. By interview 1237th, the CEO leaned back and said,
"Look, you're an excellent strategist, but we aren't there yet."
I bit my tongue. Seriously? Mate, but what exactly is stopping you from getting there?
The Museum of Business Catastrophes.
My interview tour became a museum of business catastrophes. Startups with genius ideas and no customers to appreciate their ingenuity. Businesses over-investing in digital ads, frantically measuring conversions without having a clue why conversions didn't convert. Medical companies trying to sell to consumers like they were selling to hospitals. Medium-sized companies investing in hit or miss innovations. Bigger companies flogging dead brands with increased media spend because that's what you do when you're desperate and clueless, right? And the list was endless. And all this was done in the hope of achieving an immediate return on investment. The sole measure of success, apparently, that wasn't even sustainable. Companies I met appeared to be in a constant firefighting mode, wasting their time, money, and staff motivation and calling it business as usual. Go figure. Here is what I realized during my accidental tour. We've got this weird double standard going on. You wouldn't hire a dishwasher who's never washed a dish. And this, by the way, is serious, no kidding. But somehow we think that having CEO on our LinkedIn automatically downloads business wisdom into our brains. Well, it doesn't. Take the illusion of knowing mini course if you are curious about the absurdity of confident incompetence.
Unbound mind. The strategy paradox.
Why does nobody question the need for strategy in war? Can one win a battle without goals, knowledge of the battlefield, and disregarding available resources and competitors' moves? Why does strategy become redundant when we enter the business battlefield, where there is a fight for every share point? Because let me tell you something, the business battlefield is a lot less forgiving than most wars. At least in war, they tell you who the enemy is.
Unbound mind. The bamboo farmer's wisdom.
The farmer decided to plant bamboo to provide his family with sustainable resources for years to come. For months he watered the soil and cared for the ground, but nothing seemed to grow. Neighbors mocked him.
Why waste your time? Plant something that actually grows.
The farmer ignored them and continued tending the land. For 5 years of watering dirt, there was no bamboo in sight. But in the 6th year, it began to grow. and within weeks, shot up to over 90 feet tall. What the neighbors didn't see was that during those 5 years, the bamboo was developing a deep and extensive root system, strong enough to support its incredible height. The farmer had created something that would last for generations, while the quick-growing crops of his neighbors had already withered.
Warren Buffett puts it perfectly.
Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago.
But we live in a world of quarterly results and instant gratification. Everyone wants the bamboo without the 5 years of root development.
Go I know not where, bring back I know not what. The navigation problem.
Imagine trying to reach your destination without a map, navigating through ever-changing terrain. You'd attempt one direction, turn back, choose another path, get lost, feel frustrated, try yet another direction, get stressed, progress far too slowly, and eventually exhaust your resources and give up. And if there is a team relying on you, well, congrats, you all are screwed. Now consider planning a trip to Paris. Your vision is in-depth cultural knowledge of the city. Your mission is to learn as much as you can while there. Your strategy is to plan your trip. Booking, flights, hotels, sightseeing, and packing are tactics. Doing what you've planned is your activity. If you don't plan it in advance, your vision to get the best out of the trip simply won't be fulfilled. You'll waste your time, money, and hardly will be satisfied. You know what's hilarious? We'll spend days planning a weekend trip to Paris. Or if you aren't into cultural immersion, we'll spend weeks searching for a new smartphone purchase. But when it comes to our business, the thing that's supposed to feed our families and build our future, let's just wing it and then see what happens. Trial and error isn't the way forward. It's a spiral that may lead upward but can also bring you down. But who needs a map when you can just sprint in random directions, right? And yes, business is messy, VUCA world and all that, well, whatever. But that's exactly why you need strategy more, not less.
When the navigation system works.
Strategy helps you stand out when everyone else is panicking. You know where you're going and how to get there. You can select the optimal road, anticipating and preparing for the bumps ahead. You can plan your efforts and allocate resources carefully to ensure they last for the entire journey. Being well prepared for the trip becomes an advantage compared to other clueless travelers. People will better support you along your way knowing what you're willing to achieve, and inevitably, you'll reach your destination as a result of consistently focused progress. Moreover, if you're traveling in a team, having a thoroughly planned strategy contributed to and accepted by the team makes the journey easier and enjoyable for all travelers. Strategy helps you last longer when the quick-win merchants are burning out. It makes you more profitable because you are not throwing money at every shiny object that crosses your path. And if you're ready to reap the benefits a strategy offers, check out the From Purpose to Profit Strategy Guide. Every framework, every principle, every hard-won insight. And you can access some of the strategic wisdom below.
Unbound mind. The problem with strategy.
But here is the issue. The word strategy has been completely butchered by business and marketing gurus that most people don't even know what it actually means anymore. Well, apparently, their understanding gets lost in two extremes. Either they think it's some mystical, overcomplicated process that takes months and produces binders full of charts that nobody reads. Or They confuse it with tactics. Just listen to those gurus. They all use the word strategy for everything because it sounds cooler. It sounds like they know what they're talking about. It makes them legit because nobody will buy into
Here are your 6 simple tactics for 6-figure business.
It's kind of hilarious if it wasn't that sad. Because you listen to them and you take it on board. In the next video, I'll show you what strategy really is. When you strip away all that garbage, and I'll destroy every excuse you ever heard for avoiding it. Because the truth is, strategy isn't complicated. Actually, it's brave and creative. Hit subscribe, because this gets real in part 2.